Is it 2 p.m. or? Like, we're contemplating paying $100 to stand behind a crowd of sweaty, thirsty dudes. You know, imagine if someone was listening to everything that I say and they knew about this concert. Imagine a failure of a son showed up at this concert. That would be fun. Like, just accidentally bump into him. Whoops! Oh, he's on the ground. Oh, I'm just stretching my arms. Oh, and he's unconscious on the ground. Complete failure of a son. He'd have he'd have for like 3 weeks to practice his boxing, man. Man, I hope I don't run into first name, last name at Monolith Festival on the 17th. But my neighbor's such a failure that he'd never show up. Plus he's broke, right? Like, he's a complete failure of a son. Like, he'd have to sell he'd have to sell his lawnmower. Oh no, we bumped the camera. That's just what happens when you have just a sheer quantity of mass. There's no way to fix this without... Like this is like motivation for people. Like you don't want someone like my neighbor, like a complete failure of a son. Like, you don't want to create someone like that. Or my neighbor's sister, the ugliest prostitute you'll ever see. Like, the world is a worse place with people like my neighbor and my neighbor's sister. Like, complete failures. We actually have to cut it for like 1 second and then reopen. BRB. Like, that's just what happens when you build so much mass that like just simple motions just fucking destroy things. Like, imagine there was a complete failure of a son who like practiced his boxing and hid in a shed. Like, my neighbor's such a pussy that like the wind would blow him over, man. Like it's actually difficult to be as much of a failure as my son. Like, as my neighbor. Like, my neighbor is literally the biggest failure I've ever met. Like, and I live in Australia, man. Like, Australia is just full of fucking failures, man. Like, so like, this is not a list of poggers. Like, it's actually difficult to top my neighbor. Like, can you imagine a family that's more of a failure than my neighbor? Like, the dad literally lets small children sit on his lap, and then something happens which changes that child's life forever. You've got the homosexual brother, closet homosexual brother, who rapes the younger brother. They were just wrestling, and then all of a sudden he was on top of him, and then something happened. And it just changed his life forever, and he ended up practicing his boxing and hiding in a shed, mowing the lawn every day. He actually tried to mow the lawn today. Like, oh, he actually parked. He was hiding behind his car again today. Like because like when he does the garden, because obviously he's a complete failure of a son who lives in his dad's house. Like, he has to hide behind his own car that his brother bought him. Oh no, he bought the daughter that. That was the car that they can't afford to fix for like years. Like that's what we're talking about. Like complete failures. Like the ugliest prostitute you've ever seen. And a complete failure of a son. Like, what would you expect though? Did we set the timer? We did. We have one of these. We're just doing like dailies, right? We actually have nothing. We've got nothing to do actually. It's like my neighbour's life, like nothing to do. Like imagine the world would be a better place if you just made a decision. Like that's my neighbour's life, like complete failure of a son, like. And like you can't undo this, like it's archived forever on the internet. But so like that's like the motivation. Like you don't want someone like my neighbor, just a complete failure. Like, or you don't want a son. You don't want a son like my neighbor, like a complete failure, and you don't want a daughter like my neighbor's sister. Like I've had opportunities to talk to the son, the failure son, but like I've never had an opportunity to talk to the failure daughter, like, because I want to ask her, like, have you tried cleaning that shit under under your nose? Like, you know, like there's this thing called soap. Have you tried that? Like, the only time I've seen the ugly prostitute sister is in her car that her brother bought her. The one that was broken for ages. Squeaky brakes. And when I went over there, like the second or third time, asking the failure son to stop watching porn with the sound on, she was like in the background, and I said to her, "Oh look, it's the disabled dick sucker," and she walked off. Oh my god. Like, I'm pretty sure it's the sister. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense, because you've got a complete failure of a son. Plus, like, they've lived there for so long. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? Like, it just doesn't make sense that you know, like you've got the failure son that that forgets his own name and says that his own name is not his name, and calls his sister his girlfriend. Like, it doesn't make sense that you would ask your girlfriend if she's cold because she's sitting outside listening to me talk, masturbating. Like, it's just fucked up, right? Like, why? That doesn't make any sense, right? And then like, they have the same rat face as well. Like the failure son, he looks like a rat. Like you know, the ugly prostitute, she's got a pointed nose, right? Like a big nose. And she probably wants to chop it off and it will look even worse. But like, the failure son, he looks like a rat. Like, the eyes are just too close together. Like, so like, you can tell right away that my neighbor's a complete failure of a son. Like, it's immediately apparent. You don't need no psychoanalyses. Like, that's why I knew that he would hide in a shed. Like I wasn't surprised when that happened. Like, it's just a complete failure of a son. Like, if you were to think about my neighbor, like, and you learned that he actually ended up underneath his older brother, like, it just makes sense, right? Like, you're not really surprised when you learn that, right? And like, it would just be even worse, like we already said, like, if it wasn't a sister, like, so you're getting abused by someone who literally tried to hide in a shed from me, like like, I'm not making this up, man. Like, and like, he's not a kid, man. He's fucking like 28 or some shit. Like, a complete failure of a son. Like, at 28 years old, you should like take the beating, right? Like, if you're gonna get into a fight. But like, my neighbor's the kind of person who hides in a shed. Like I already saw him, and he like went into he like went into the shed, and I was like talking to him, like, you know, I can see you, right? Like, are you gonna stay in there all day? And I'm like, well, I guess we're just hanging out then. Just a complete failure of a son. Like, and like, the best bit in all of this is like, he's standing 5 meters away from us right now, like, listening to me talk, like, every day. Like, on Friday, when I came home from work, earning huge months, like, as soon as I come home, he comes outside, because he's waiting for me, and he starts, like, digging something in the garden, and we actually went out there, and I was tempted to say something, but like, he's so dumb, he didn't even see me. Like, like, I'm like a half a meter away from him. He doesn't even know I'm there. Like, that's how dumb my neighbor is. Like, just a complete failure of a son. So, like, we have visual confirmation. And, like, it was about to rain. And it's, like, 4:30 p.m. Like, but again, like, my neighbor probably gets up at 4:20, right? It's just a complete failure of a son. Like, there's just no surprises here. Like, it all just adds up. It just makes sense. So like that's the motivation. Like you don't want to be my neighbor. Like he's literally the failure son who like practices his boxing and hides in a shed. And his life skill set is watching pornography and mowing lawns. Like that's, and like he can't, like there's lawn mowing service in Australia called Jim's Mowing. Like he can't even compete with that, man. Like imagine that. Just a complete failure of a son. And like this is like the average Australian. So like if you ever meet someone like this, like he's a complete failure of a son. Like we actually want him to try swing on us, because then I can just go to town, man. Like I just need probable deniability, right? Like I was just defending myself. Like that's why, like I told him, like we could fight, like we could go to a UFC gym, man. Like I drive past one, like at work. Like there's a fucking UFC gym, man. I just need you to sign a contract that if you get hurt, it's not my fault, because you're gonna get hurt. Because, like, I play for keeps, man. Like, and I already know exactly what to do, you know, like you just take the back, you just take the back, and my neighbor just shuts down, just like when his older brother took his back. Like PTSD, man. There's just nothing you can do. Like I know what your kryptonite is, man. Like you just have no chance. And like you're literally the failure son, you know, like your brother that raped you, he's the fucking AFL star, like, and even your brother is a pussy, man. Like he's 80 kilos, man. So like I said, like I can bench press you, man. You remember, because my neighbor's like 5 meters away, you remember the last time that the brother that raped you was over? Like, it was like fucking years. It's been fucking like a decade, man. Like, I wonder why your brother's never been... I wonder why that visit was so bizarre. Do you remember what was happening? You guys were chopping a tree down. Some branches. You were doing some gardening. Your favorite thing. Imagine having to do gardening with the brother that raped you. Like, that's fucked up, right? Like, do you think anyone's ever fucked up their life as badly as my neighbor? Like, it would be difficult, right? shit, shit's almost broken. Woo! Like, we actually have this picture. We actually have this, like, picture. We want to post, so I don't know if we'll get banned. It's like what my neighbor sees in his nightmares. Oh my god. Oh shit. Like, how big do you think the number of years will get? Like, imagine someone told you that you were a complete failure of a son, like 4 years ago. And 4 years in the future, you were still a complete failure of a son. Like, I'm just a prophet, man. Oh. can't see it. Whoa! Oh shit, we have 9 seconds. Oh shit! Is it just, it's still the weekend, right? I don't know. We don't like Sundays. We didn't get the ghost ship, shouldn't count. But like, that's just how dumb and how much of a failure my neighbor is. Like, I don't even have to do anything, and he's so mad that he can't even see. Like, that's why, like, the fight would be so easy, because like, I don't have to do anything. Pumpkinhead. I don't know how potions go. But like, only someone as dumb as my neighbor would have this genius plan to prove to the world how tough you are, which ended up with you hiding in a shed. Like how do you fuck that up so badly? Like, And now, like, every day someone reminds you that, remember that time that you hid in a shed? It just never goes away. It can never be undone. You can't get out of the shed once you go. Like, once you go into that shed, like, you're in there forever. I don't have any buttons. Oh, we never actually did. We never did we? Solace? Did we ever do... No, we never did this. Poggers. Silencio. Ah, this is the Trixie one. That's it. Poggers. worth anything? 56 gold, what the fuck? Oh, we have a lot of this. We can just use this on the main. You have a lot of this. Like a lot. I don't. Space. Pog.
Hello, adventurer.
Not Pog. Oh, we were gonna do... Who's in Nia? should probably do it on someone else. What do you have to do for this? You have to do this for 14 days. Takes like 2 seconds. Talk to her. Damn it. Pog. Not Pog. No one wants this. No one wants this. What are we up to? We could do puke, or we could do puke. Pog. Not Pog. But Swift. No one wants that. Pog? How did you just suddenly level up? Which one's the Lavina? But like, we still just don't understand, like, how you can speak the truth and people get mad. Like when I say that my neighbour's a complete failure of a son, like, we're not making this up, like, it's true. So like, how can you get mad at that? And like, my neighbour's sister, like, she's the ugliest prostitute you ever see. Like, it's not like we're making it up. And like my neighbor's skill set is mowing the lawn and watching pornography. Like, we're not making this up. Like, we're just speaking the truth. Like, that's all we do here. Oops, we press F4. +4. It's shit, man. And like when you look at my neighbor, you just know that he's a complete failure of a son. Like, it's immediately apparent. Like people always come up to me and ask me for help, right? But I'm like an asshole, so I want to like deliberately tell you the wrong answer to see if you'll believe. But like with my neighbor, like my neighbor looks so dumb that you're never gonna ask him for advice, right? Why would you ask someone who completely fucked up their whole life? Like there's no issue like that with my neighbor. Like, you know, you can tell right away what you're getting. Like a complete failure of a son. Like I'm just an asshole. Like, people ask you for help, I'll just like deliberately tell you the wrong answer. But like, obviously my neighbor will never have that problem, because no one's ever gonna go up to my neighbor and ask him for advice. Like, not even at like mowing the lawn, or like what websites to look for porn on. Critical. Like, we had I can't use racist terms because I'll get banned, but I had a particular individual that is common in Australia come up to me today saying she was homeless and needed help. Like, but like, this is like, you know, the government gives you money, right? Like, it's a lot. Okay. Oh, we're in grief spec. But I guess on classes that don't get anything on their AoE spec with damage on it, it's not necessarily worse. Like Zerka, you have almost all the same abilities. Poggers. Like we obviously have to like hold back and not give people dumbass. Like we want to give people the dumbest, like, but we have to like throttle ourselves. But obviously my neighbor would never have that problem because no one's ever gonna ask my neighbor for help because like my neighbor's so dumb and such a failure that like talking to him actually makes you dumber, you know? Like there's just an aura. Like you can just tell. cement? Why does so much fucking shit drop, man? God damn it. Oh yeah, we can level up. Summit. Vision. One. Hell back to 7. Why? I have fucking 10 in claw. I don't think that's necessary. Where else will put it? Howland the Cement. How? Tell me something you haven't heard before, I guess. Guess we can't talk about how much of a failure my neighbour is. We've heard that a few times. It just keeps coming up though. But like when you start a stream with the goal of just telling the truth, like it's just gonna come up every time. Like how much of a failure my neighbour is. How did that grab me? Like we make it about telling the truth, right? Like telling the truth. So like that's the opposite of like what my neighbor says. Like my my neighbor said he's not going to be living there much longer. Like that's a lie, man. Like you're a complete failure of a son. Like of course you're going to be living there. Like what are you talking about? No one's ever going to believe that. So that's like the opposite of what I try to do, right? And like, it's never gonna go away because obviously we're rich again, and I might not be here, but I'll be able to call my dearest mother and ask her if you're still mowing the lawn at 4 PM on a Friday or Sunday. It's just never gone away. Imagine you brought this on yourself, like. Damn it. Like, what's gonna happen when your best friends, the lawnmower and a leaf blower, end up damaged? Like, who's gonna pay to fix them, man? Like, if you work them too hard, like, it's not gonna last. We're trying to get... Trying to get the destroyer to 14-15, right? Sank X. Like, how many times has, how many times has my, neighbor lied? Like, lied about his name, 1. Lied about, not watching porn all day. 2. Lied about not living here much longer. 3. Lied about his girlfriend when it's actually his sister or a prostitute. Probably the sister because they look too similar. It doesn't make sense that... I mean, the house is tiny. It's not really a house. It's more like a granny flat. So I don't really see how more than one person could live there. But like, it's been the same 2 cars for like 15 years, man. Like, and then like, oh, the other things that was said, like not knowing where someone was in the middle of the night. But like, it just doesn't make sense, right? Like, wait, what were we up to? 4? Or 5? What the fuck's happening? Why was the bird just dead? We should have done the thing. Yo. Is any of this worth anything? $40, and it didn't sell. bid. Is it going up or down? Oh, we have a fucking cube. Do you have another? You do. Oh, you never did the first one. All this. Guess we're doing a puke. Just super tap radio. It has like the longest straight on the... Why is that surprising to anyone? Like the Clown Fiesta was back in session instantly. Oh, I wasn't looking at the screen. Fuck. Don't you hate when you just carry the team on this survive, but you just weren't looking at the screen. Why is this guy not triggering explosions? Can you see build from here? Actually transfer. Ah, he fucking teleported, we didn't notice. But I mean, maybe if my neighbour's sister chopped off her nose, then she could finally clean the shit from underneath it. Like, it's like stuck inside. Like, it would look even worse, but at least the shit might be cleaned from it. I don't know. Oh fuck, you're supposed to kill them. Oh yeah, another one of my neighbor's lies. Like he said, he said he was working. Yeah, working. Oh, I forgot he said that. Yeah, watching Pornhub, that's working, right? God.
Complete.
That felt like it took 18 hours, dude. Wait. You know why certain streamers who stopped streaming PoE start streaming PoE again? Because other streamers quit, right? It's fucking dog eat dog, man. Well, we didn't get, we didn't really get much done. Trying to get Dulles. Like, you have so little, so little Lipstons, man. Insane earage, yo. Well, I think we'll just stop there. Pesky work obligations and all, so until next time. Bye. Stream low.